Okay, so one of the morals was to believe in yourself. How did they show that?
When they showed up, because when the bomb was coming, they saw that how the place was evil, so they tried to fix it and make it.
No, sorry. Another person. She had a good moral. She said the moral is to believe in yourself. How did the movie show you to believe in yourself? What was your response?
Oh, I had another one.
Okay, another one.
The little cause his brother said to show the world how you could like he said he could push a mountain.
His brother didn't say.
Well,
Brother didn't believe.
yeah,
The brother didn't believe in him.
The brother didn't believe in
Right.
him. So he said show the whole world that you can move a mountain. And
So the brother was being sarcastic. He was like, "Oh, you think you can? So move this. Let me see you do this." Right? So then, what did he have to do? He had to believe in himself. Even though the brother didn't believe him, no one believed in him, right? The only one who kind of believed in him was whom? The priest, right? Because he was Catholic, right? The priest was the one who taught him how to believe in himself.
Who's the priest?
The priest was the guy who gave him the list.
Oh.
Right, the list of everything. So he had to believe in himself, even though no one believed in him. Right? Who else taught him how to believe in himself? Not
his father.
Not his father was the first person who taught him how to believe in himself. The magician, right? The magician was like, "You can do it." Benigo, exactly. And how did he show it?
He brought it up, he volunteered, and then he actually moved the bottle.
Exactly.
I feel like the magician has something to do with that.
He was right. Obviously, yes, it was a fake thing. The magician part, because magic is not like real, right? He found way, but it was kind of like a tangible way, a way that he can see that how he was powerful. But that kind of helped him, and it kind of mimicked what God was able to do. Now, was the earthquake the magician?
No.
What was that?
God.
That was God, because God has his ways too of proving to people that he can do it, right? Whether the mountain moved or not, right? That earthquake happened, right? And just when he needed to, right? And we all saw him with his hands up, forcing and pushing, and like, that was awesome, right? So believing in yourself was a moral.
He said, "Stand the Japanese man was like, you don't have to do it." And then I saw that part when London, the boy, he had put a gun up to the Japanese guy's head and told him to get out the house.
He did, that's true. Now tell me the second more. The first one was believe in yourself. What's the other one?
Wait, there's two?
There's more than one. There's a lot of morals. Don't listen to what other people say, but when they're teasing you, right? So another moral is to stand up for yourself, right? And he showed him, exactly. And what was the little story that the Japanese taught him? To stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
He was talking about, wait.
Wait, he had his hands up.
It was about a man. He was a servant,
Yes.
and there was a ruler that he wanted to take over China, something like that. And
The Mongols,
then there was the strongest warrior went to fight, and then he died.
right?
So he decided to go fight, and he made a poison.
Right.
On
With
guard.
scorpions.
Yeah, and so when it was fighting, when it was just about to lose, he stabbed the guy with a.
Exactly. So go ahead.
Wait, was it that book? Isn't the book he showed to?
Yes, that was a story.
Was that him?
No, that wasn't him. It was a story. It's like David and Goliath. It's their version probably, right? Because every culture have their own stories to show you how, even though you're little, right, you can still stand up for yourself and you can do powerful things, right? So it showed in that example how even when you're weak and you're not strong, and people are teasing you, you need to be able to stand up for yourself, right? And God can give you the strength. You can have, because someone is big that they're more powerful than you. You can always find ways to like outsmart them, outrun them, right? Like the tortoise in the hare, right? Like the tortoise is supposed to be weak and slow, but who beat whom? The tortoise, exactly, right? So even if you're weak, even if you're small, even if you can't fight, even if you're the lowest or the dumbest or whatever other people say, don't listen to people, right? Because God has his ways of making you strong or helping you use your talents, whatever they are, right? To stand up for yourself, right? So I need another moral.
Revenge isn't.
Since someone helped you, then you will have the feeling to help someone else. Or if someone helps someone that you love, then you want to help them, because the Jack actually helped his little brother, and he sees that the little brother is no longer teased. He's no longer. He feels more confident that even though he's a little boy. And now, when London and the other guy was gonna like really like almost killed the Jap, he decided that it wouldn't be fair for him to
Let him die.
Because he helped his brother.
Exactly.
His brother would have been devastated.
So that's a very good moral. So sometimes we see love and charity, right, can overcome hate. Right? So London hated the Japanese, right, Cecilia? So London hated the Japanese, right? But the Japanese loved his brother. So because of the love the Japanese showed his brother, London's heart had to be softened, right? And he didn't want to kill. And sometimes we see, another thing we see in this too, is influence. Right? So was London as bad as the older man? No. But the older man, because of his hatred, right? His hatred was much longer because he lost his son. His hatred caused him to, his son died in a war. That's why he hated the Japanese. London's father went to war. That's why he hated the Japanese. But the older man, his hate lasted a bit longer and so was much deeper. So he was much crueler. Right? So that also shows us the longer you keep hate inside is the worse it gets and the more evil you can commit. Right? So London's hate wasn't as deep and wasn't as bad, so he didn't really want to kill as much as the other man did, right? But so influence, so we see a lot of lessons here. We see the influence, how bad company will get you to be in a worse position, right? And then we see how hate, the longer it lasts, the worse it gets, to the point where you want to kill, right? Go ahead, Amelia.
I don't like and I also don't like when the other brother was trying to kill the Japanese.
Yeah, that's what we just said. It's true. It's not a good thing, right? So, I know. You were scared of the gun, Alexa? Yeah, it was scary.
No, wait.
Hold on, Angel, shh. Angel, and then I saw hands over here, and then I saw your hand. Go ahead, Angel.
You know the guy that you just said the son died. How did the son die? Like he got
He wasn't.
shot?
No, he was in the war. All sons have to go to war. As long as you can, you're able to, you have to go. So his sons were one of the first boys to go to the war, probably. And unfortunately, something happened and they got shot or whatever it is, a bomb. When they were at war, they died. He died. I don't know how many, but one of his sons died. So now the father is sonless. He doesn't have his son. So obviously, he is angry. And he's angry because the people who killed his son are Japanese. And now he has a Japanese person in his town. And he's like, the hatred he felt for Japanese, he brought all of that hatred to that one man. Josiah.
London, when the Chinese man came over, London was looking
Japanese
at this,
man.
Yeah. Came over for dinner, and London was looking at him like a really bad way, so I knew something was going to happen.
Right. And he went and he got his gun, right? He was like, you will not eat at my father's table. Yes.
I got a question. What would happen if the father didn't want to go?
If the father didn't want to go, he would be forced to go. He didn't have a choice. He would go to prison. So back in those days, it's called a draft, right? So during the war, since there were not enough men to fight, and America wanted to win, they needed soldiers. So everyone who was able to had to go. So if you did not go, they would put you in jail.
So what? That's on them.
Well, then you just be in jail because they can't really like strap you up and take you off to war because you just won't fight, and it might be dangerous too because if you're not learning anything, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, you're gonna sit out the whole time that we would be fighting in jail. And there had been people to do that, right? I know of a story of a man named Emerson. He's a writer, and he was against one of the wars, and he decided that he wasn't going to go, so they put him in jail. So he stayed in jail for a long time. So it did happen to people.
So they got punished?
Yes, they were punished. When you go to jail, it is a punishment.
No, I mean the guys that put him in jail for not wanting him to.
No, they weren't. It was the law. The law is every home, every household had to send one person off to war. So if it wasn't the son, then it would have to be the father. If someone, the only way you didn't go is if you were sick or they saw physically you could not fight. But if you were physically able to fight, since London was physically unable to, his father had to, right? Because there had to be someone at home to help with the household, like get money and things like that. So someone had to stay. So London would be that person. But dad was able to, so dad had to go. Go ahead. He didn't have any. He didn't have anyone, but it's every household. Go ahead, Josiah. Isaiah.
But who are you talking about? Sons died? Are you talking about the Japanese man?
No. So the Japanese man lost his nephews, I think, in the war, but
Lost his wife.
and his wife too, in like wherever camp they had put them in. But I'm talking about the old man that London was always with, and when they were in the bar drinking alcohol, and when they were in that when he messed up his house. That's why he hated the Japanese so much.
And that's why during the some part of the movie he told something about to the Japanese man about getting out of town or something.
Yes, he wanted him to leave town because he didn't want to see his face. Hold on.
I was gonna say, what's the point of going to jail if you're gonna come out again if somebody bail you out and then just go back?
They weren't going to bail you out. You could. It wasn't
other people.
They weren't going
They
to.
bailed
It's like
something out twice.
It's like if the state or the government decides to put you in jail for something you did, they can't bail you out. You get bailed out when you're found not guilty for something, or until they can find you not guilty.
You have to pay a price.
Right? But obviously the person is guilty because they chose not to go to war. So no one's gonna bail you out. You're gonna spend the time in there until you decide you want to go to war, or until the time, I don't know how long, but it was for a while. Who else? Did I see your hand up?
Why did the
Danny. Go ahead.
why did the boy get bullied?
The boy got bullied because he was short. For his age, all the other kids his age were at a certain height. But he, for his 8 years old, he looked like he was 5. And so they all were teasing him because he was too short. They called him a midget, right? He had not grown fully yet. So that's why they teased him.
No, but the boy that he called a fat pig.
Yeah? Why?
Why did he choke him and throw him on the floor?
Because he was bullying him. He didn't like him because he was a big boy of his own age. Well, really, there's no reason for anyone to bully. Bullying is mean. People bully because they want to feel better. They're jealous for something, right? So as you can tell, he was big and he didn't have a mom, and he had other issues himself, right? Because you see that the father was trying to get with the mother, right? So he had probably issues of himself. He was sad in his heart for whatever reason. So he had to make himself feel better. He wanted to put someone else down. And the only person who was worse off, he felt, than himself was little boy. So then he wanted to.
What is his real name?
I don't remember.
Oh wow.
Piper? I don't know.
Adrian?
I don't think so.
Sometimes when big people bully you is because when they were like your age and little, other kids used to bully them, so they think